Well, hello there. It's me, Harold, the puppet, and you are watching Shootin'. I don't curse, so shootin' poop. Yeah.
The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is episode number 46. While we have the butt trumpet playing of the premier Joey K in the background, we are here to let you know this is Shooting Shit, the one and only poop noise area of all time. We are here to give you a jam-packed episode because last week we decided to take a sabbatical. We needed time away. You needed time away from us, but we're back. And we're here to make it all great. So episode 46, a jam-packed week and maybe week and a half of wrestling is coming up next. All right, gentlemen, since we've been gone, Vince McMahon has been gone. Triple H has taken over. Ric Flair said goodbye for the final time, hopefully. Ring of Honor had Death Before Dishonor. And Rampage put on a banger tonight. Where are we going first, DDJ?
You mean Dynamite put on a banger?
Dynamite put on a banger. The card for Rampage looked amazing.
Yeah.
Where are we going tonight?
Well, you know what? Let's start with the event that happened first. Let's go with Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. You know what? Let's let our resident Ring of Honor guru Joey K lead us off on the discussion here. What'd you think?
I think overall it was a pretty good show. I mean, I'm going to say pretty good. The problem I guess I have with it is it doesn't feel like a Ring of Honor show. And that's, I think, you know, just on Twitter, you know, I have a lot of Ring of Honor faithful friends. And everybody kind of comes to the same consensus. It's AEW, Tony Khan's version of Ring of Honor. So it's not quite an ROH show. I mean, the highlights, well, I'll save the biggest highlight for last. But, you know, the title match was good, wasn't great, especially with finding out everything after the fact, you know, right. All the dirt sheets reporting basically Gresham wants out of his AEW Ring of Honor deal. You know, which do I see a point? Of course I do. You know, if it's to be believed what's out there on the internet right now, you know, he shows up and they say, oh, you're turning heel. You're with Tully Blanchard. And then fucking Tully Blanchard's not even part of AEW Ring of Honor anymore. It was a pointless heel turn. Why? To have Claudio as the face, you know, for a match? Doesn't make any sense. You know, a wrestler like Gresham doesn't need a heel or face type persona. He can do everything on his own, like just as an independent, not comparing him to such, but somebody like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Does he need to be a face or a heel? Absolutely not. He just needs to be himself. The Rock does not need to be a face or heel, just being himself. And I'm not going to put Gresham on that level, of course, but his style of wrestling and his type of personality doesn't need to be a face or a heel. And I feel like Tony Khan tried to like pigeonhole him into that, and I just didn't like it. Highlights. Shit. Garcia versus
Yuta.
Yuta, fucking mint. Love that match. It was awesome.
Daniel Garcia's having himself a nice little run. I mean, last week he submitted Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll touch on that match, and that was a great match too. We were talking about Garcia last year having like a bit of a breakout, and here he is, over halfway point of this year, and he's back to having a little bit of a breakout again, which is really great.
And he's also the current PWG champion.
Yeah, exactly. Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. Did anybody not believe that was going to deliver based on who was in that match? Don't need the extra bullshit. I don't need fucking Satnam Singh. I don't need all that nonsense. But overall, just a fucking quality match. What else did we have? The 6-man title match.
Yep.
Which
yes,
I disagree with completely. Sorry, DDJ, because I know you'd rather have your prostate checked out by Dalton Castle personally, but
what is this all of a sudden?
I just want my Colt Cabana butt plug put in. Shut up. Yep. Let's see. And I only said that because you said that in the group chat today, so this is why I said it. But you have the Righteous, which I wanted to see the Righteous carry that ROH 6-man title a little bit, but it is what it is. Again, solid match. How about the Ring of Honor women's title match? That was probably one of the best women's matches AEW Ring of Honor I've seen in months.
Yeah,
months. Yeah.
I fully expected it to be as good as it was,
dude. Hey, we talked about this prior to the event, and we talked about the women that can basically run the division of Ring of Honor, and you saw 2 of them right there. And hats off to them. That was a fucking fantastic match. What else am I missing before we get to the main event? I feel like I'm missing.
Oh, dude, you're missing one.
What am I missing? Please refresh. I have so many matches. We have so much to catch up on.
The Roosh versus Dragon Lee.
Yes, there we go. Roosh versus Dragon Lee. There's so many matches that we haven't talked about right now. So I'm so fucking behind, and I'm like, what the hell happened? Because I feel like this was like 3 months ago at this point. The only downside of that, no build up. It was just like thrown together last minute. But again, Roosh and Dragon Lee, they're brothers. They know each other. They've worked together so long, so they can have a fucking classic match instantly. Doesn't need to build up. And everybody's like, oh shit, this is great. And of course, your main event. We get to the main event, and I'm going to ask you guys this. I'll save my opinion for the end. DDJ first. Did it live up to the hype and surpass the first one?
Yes and yes.
Okay. Jovan?
Did it live up to the hype? Yes. It was a hell of a match. 2 out of 3 falls. I'm always in. I love that type of match, especially for these type of feuds. Was it better than the first one? I don't know. Give me nostalgia issues on it, man. I like the first one better just because it was like, wow, we're getting this match, and it was big and it felt like a big deal. This kind of felt like part 2, which it was. So I think the first one might have been a bit better.
What say you, Joey K?
Fair point. Did it live up to the hype? Absolutely. I mean, 2 of the best tag teams in the world, period, going at it. The 2 out of 3 fall stipulation, I think, is perfect. You know how I feel about gimmick matches, but this is a gimmick that really works for, in the vein of an Iron Man match, So for me, that really worked. Was it better? I'm on the fence of was it better than the first one? I've been on the fence about it. I've actually even rewatched it again a second time. Mm-hmm. However, what I will say, I won't give an answer 100%, but I will say this. It's still, even having FTR win, it still gives that feel that they're gonna complete the trilogy at some point down the line.
Okay.
And what it felt to me was this was the match that is like, okay, there's gonna be a third. Somewhere down the line, they're gonna complete the trilogy, and that match, all bets are off. It's gonna be probably the best of the three. But this one, it just felt more to me like the build up to that.
Okay.
So it was close though. It's 1A and 1B as far as ranking the two of them, and whatever mood I'm in, I'll say which one was better. But
so one of the things that I really liked about the commentary during this match is they mentioned how that the Briscoes are signed to a long-term deal. So they're telling, they went out, the commentary team went out of their way to tell, those that were watching, Briscoes aren't going anywhere, which is, I think is a sigh of relief for a lot of the heart, like Joey K, the Giovanni Tuhati and myself, who are all big fans of the Briscoes and stuff. I did like that. I definitely think there is a third match, and I want to pose this question to you two gentlemen. What is the stipulation in that third match? I have what I think would be the most logical, because it pays homage to Ring of Honor. But I want to hear what you guys think. To see if either of you two maybe can steal my answer.
Man, I don't know. To me, just because of what I like preference wise, I think but it's hard to do this because you just had a 2 out of 3 fall. For me, always the logical step would be to finish in an Iron Man. Give them the full 60. Send that bitch to overtime, one apiece type deal. Right. Let's have about 70 minutes worth of just craziness and somebody coming through. Also, too, by the way, did you guys like the finish on that? How do we feel about the finish, the final pinfall?
Refresh for those that maybe didn't see it and those that just need a refresher. What was? Can you?
It was Dax just kind of like kicking his foot back and just putting his foot on top. Was it Jay? Yeah. I think it was Jay, and just putting his foot on top of him to get the 3 count because they were just both so destroyed.
I love that. Because to me, it just shows how almost basically how equal these teams are. And it's basically showing, FTR won, but they escaped by the skin of their teeth. And so that doesn't take away anything from the Briscoes by, because it wasn't a decisive win by FTR. Like I said, they barely won.
Right.
They basically, it was like, they were basically like Michael Jordan hitting the game-winning shot to, his last game as a Chicago Bull. That's how close it was. So I really like that finish. But going back to the question, Hot One, what's your take on what do you think the stipulation for the third match should be?
There's only one way I can see this ending, because you have already the first match, grade A, perfect tag team match.
Timeout. Oh. I actually didn't say what my stipulation was. I only said what I thought the logical would be. I think just because it's Ring of Honor and there's been some classics along this line, most likely has to be a ladder match. Because Ring of Honor has had some classic ladder matches.
Ladder wars.
Yeah.
That's actually was my what I think it's going to be too.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be exactly that or some kind of modified type version of it, but because it's an AEW product now. But I think that would be the logical direction. As much as I would say, give me an Iron Man, give me 70 minutes of these guys just tearing each other apart. But because I assume that it's going more than 60. That's why I say 70. I'm not an idiot, but I look at it, 2 teams like that would go the overtime, but some type of ladder match, I think, would be it. Jovan, cut.
Some type of ladder match in the ladder wars, we say. I'm old school. I am very old school. I like my blow-offs to be decisive. And to me, the blow off has to be the Briscoes taking those belts. So this is going to fall
He
in
also
line.
likes his blowjobs to be decisive as well too.
That's right. Either you finish or you
I was
don't.
thinking that Joey K just had, obviously, he's our resident heel, so he just was going to come out and say it. So
Well,
I saw the look on your face. You're like waiting for me to say some kind of blowjob comment.
New tagline for Joey K: all filler, no filter.
Oh, yes,
I like that.
Fuck yeah!
Put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt, boys. Anyways, I like decisiveness. I think it has to be a match where them boys finally go over. And for that, I can really only see one match type. And I'm taking it street fight. I want a street fight between these two. I need something. I need that decisive. We did everything we can, threw the fucking chicken coop at you. Give me a street fight.
I like that.
I like it too. What scares me is Stadium Stampede, fucking whatever other Tony Khan barbed wire death match bullshit that he comes up with. That's what I want to avoid. If there's going to be a street fight, I want to see a true Ring of Honor type street fight.
Right.
Like unless it's on location down in fucking
at
Delaware.
The farm.
At the fucking farm.
In Sandy Fork, Delaware.
Dude, if it's like that, okay. I'm going to say I will put all my thoughts aside about those types of matches and pre-recorded shit because I'm about fucking a brawl in Sandy Fork. But
if there's a brawl in Sandy Fork, someone needs to get with the chicken.
Wasn't it during like COVID a couple years ago or something? Didn't they do a match from the farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a ring out on the farm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember though. Do you remember who it was against?
Oh, I have nothing to think now. See, this is the problem. There's so many fucking matches I'm thinking about tonight. I can't even. If I try now, I'm going to try to backtrack. It's going to fuck the rest of the night up. I can't remember, but there was something.
He just forgot first grade math. Damn it, DJ.
Fuck. Oh my God, where's my
+2 is 4?
God damn. Whatever. Either way, I would be down for that. But yeah, I mean, any of these types of matches, I think for the final blow off, and yeah, the Briscoes, I think have to go over at that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because by the time that match rolls around, because you're probably, what are we at? We're beginning of August, and it was roughly about 3.5 months between the first and the second.
Yep.
So usually if you go around the 4 months at this point, you could probably do, and I think it'd be appropriate. Why not do it at Final Battle?
Yeah, plus they've got FTR has to start dropping belts soon. They've got to drop
that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. I think by the time they get to this match, this whole FTR collecting all the belts thing is probably going to run its course and stuff. So
yeah, and they're not going to get the AEW tag team belts. They've put that on Swerve in Our Glory. So poor FTR, they won't be able to have all the gold, but they are the best.
Yeah, but just going back to before we move on to the other shows. Giovanni and I will give our takes on. I really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it from the comfort of my, house. I had a couple of bird dogs from B-Dubs. Excellent idea by Buffalo Wild Wings. I thought they were really good. And some cheese curds and stuff. But no, I really enjoyed the show. Like you said, the main card was pretty good. I think we were all shocked at how sudden the title, the world title match ended, and obviously with everything that came out after that, it kind of makes sense in that. So,
but you know what? Props to Gresham though, because if there is truth behind what's out there being said on this, fucking professional. Still went out there, still had a great match with Claudio, dropped the title, fucking, and look,
Code of Honor.
Gresham has been the face of Ring of Honor through the COVID era.
Yep.
I mean, I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
So he did right as far as the Ring of Honor name, the Code of Honor. I like, I have nothing but respect for that. I would love to see him though. I want to see him, have the match against Danielson, have a match against Punk, the Ring of Honor legends. Will it happen? Who knows? Hopefully they get the shit worked out, but because he's too good of a fucking talent not to. Anyhow.
Well, I mean, and if miracles can happen, I mean, everybody thought, Sasha Banks and Naomi were going to go to AEW, but it looks like, we'll get into this more a little bit later when we talk about Triple H, but it looks like, they're coming back to WWE. So who knows, maybe Gresham and, TK will have a sit down, and I, maybe get on the same page, because I'm with Joey K. I would love to see Jonathan Gresham on this stage still.
Fuck yeah.
And so, but yeah, going back, like you said, obviously, what else can be said about that tag team title match that hasn't already been said? The women's title match was amazing. I mean, there really wasn't a bad match on the main card. I mean, like we talked about Yuta and Garcia, the 6-man was really good and stuff. And like I said, brother versus brother was really good. I mean, it was a stacked show, and I thought it lived up to its expectations. Hot One, what about you? What'd you think?
I enjoyed the show, but what we said with Supercard, it felt like Supercard was an ROH show. We said Tony Khan did ROH right with Supercard. He stayed true to the formulas. He had it to where it felt like an ROH card, but it featured maybe a few AEW guys, a few New Japan guys, but it felt at the core as it was an ROH show. Death by Dishonor felt like AEW with some ROH guys. I don't know what changed in the soul of the matches, because the matches were good, but something noticeably different happened between the two shows to where Ring of Honor feels like AEW presents Ring of Honor and not Ring of Honor. So hopefully that's something that can get rectified by bringing in more talent that are Ring of Honor talent and not stacking the card with AEW guys. For everybody that's out there, kill me if you want. I'm a fan of Claudio. I understand that he's had, been not pushed the way he should have been. He should not be the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. You don't just walk in off the street into the promotion that this man has put on his back, and there's no honor in what you did to Jonathan Gresham. So for that reason, I like Claudio as a wrestler. I just don't see him as the Ring of Honor champion. We already have Wheeler Yuta, who was an AEW guy, holding the pure title that I agree with, because that was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Wheeler Yuta has gone out there and put ROH out, but this just feels like it's an AEW guy with an ROH belt. I don't like it. The Righteous took a hard one on the chin. How they lost to the boys, I don't know. That wasn't good to me. Women's match was a banger. The attraction match, I guess you'll say, with Roosh and Dragon Lee was great. I understand Roosh was ROH. Was a champion, was undefeated for a long time, had a hell of a run. Looked like the next big thing until he didn't want to resign. And now Roosh is doing Ring of Honor matches again. So, hey, here's your sign, Roosh. Guess what? It comes full circle, buddy. I don't know. You start off taking my champion away from me. The show to me just never really recovered after that until the main event, just because of who was in it. So it was enjoyable, but it wasn't Ring of Honor.
Okay.
One complaint too. Tony Khan, bring back the fucking ROH barricades. Did anybody else feel like there is missing of that front row?
Yeah, that's definitely that's ROH right there.
Such a fucking Ring of Honor staple.
Can I add one more thing I would love to see them bring back to Ring of Honor? Todd Sinclair.
That's another one.
Yeah.
I almost was waiting, like, is Todd going to show up and ref a match somewhere?
I was hoping for it.
You know, it's just there's certain things that are so Ring of Honor. Todd being in there, just a little bit. We did get a Caprice Coleman. Oh my God, that was perfect. I popped for that huge because
those two are so good together. Caprice Coleman and Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah, they are.
They're absolutely Ring of Honor. So that's such a good call having them.
And then Bobby Cruz being the ring announcer still too. Gotta love that.
Bobby Cruz, he's the voice of Ring of Honor in my opinion. So get Todd's missing. Todd's missing from that group right there. Bring Todd in, do a match or two. You know, come on, that was missing. I agree with you on that.
All right, so let's Jovan, what do you say? Let's move on to SummerSlam?
Let's move on to the first show in the Triple H era.
First premium live event. Excuse me. He needs to go back to letting us call these fucking pay-per-views or something. That's stupid.
I'm fucking calling them pay-per-views. Go fuck yourself. I don't care about the fucking cock. Okay? I don't care about the cock. They're fucking stupid network.
Mark that down. That's the first time he's ever said that.
Is it the last though? We don't know.
We'll see.
Seriously. I'm old school. I'm calling them fucking pay-per-views. And I'll call it like I sees them. Motherfucking Dalton Castle and the boys. I don't give a fuck about Dalton Castle and two fucking ham and eggers coming out there that don't give two shits about winning a fucking Ring of Honor title. Go fuck yourself. Just do your human man ladder, flop around with your peacock feathers and get the fuck out of the ring because the righteous are there to fuck shit up. That was some bullshit.
We're still going on the peacock.
Go on. Sorry.
No, Joey K is riding the cock right now.
Ride that cock, Joey K.
Where do I go with this?
I don't know. Tell me.
Oh my God, he's speechless, Jovan. Let's move. Let's do it.
Is it because you have a Colt Cabana shaped butt plug or what?
It goes boom boom when you put it in.
Yeah, right in the boom boom, buddy.
Fuck you both.
Just spit on it first. Right in there.
Coke Cabana, boom boom.
You do realize I could cut your mics off.
Did he sign it for you too, buddy? Did he sign it? Did that come in your mail today? How do you explain that to your wife? I'm just curious.
It goes next to the big purple Matt Taven,
To all the shooters out there, breaking news, starting tomorrow, open auditions for Joey K, the hot one.
I'll see it when I see you, boys. Joey K, kayfabe officially suspended indefinitely from shooting shit. More on that later.
I'll play the breaking news music.
All right, let's talk about the
NDAs
premium live event.
Oh, there we go.
Bougie ass bullshit. It's a pay-per-view. Anyway.
If we're talking bougie, Joey K, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ship over to you for your butt plug, but a little spice, little flavor, high class. I'm gonna pay somebody in an Uber to drive to your house, roll their window down, and be like, "Pardon me, DDJ, would you like to lube with this?"
I am so glad my son doesn't listen to this.
I'm glad your son doesn't listen to this.
He doesn't listen yet.
Dude, the terrible words that I would teach to your son is just awful. I mean, my kids are fucked, but whatever. That's just the luck of the draw.
You know what? If you're gonna, you would have to get past my wife to, if you were gonna teach these terrible words to my son. And trust me, you do not want to be on the bad side of my wife.
I'm absolutely way more terrified of your wife than you. So
I am too.
That. Yeah. That's why I won't fuck around with that. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that one. I will fucking just absolutely Grey Poupon on all day. I don't care. But
let's Grey Poupon on this premium live event that was SummerSlam, gentlemen. This pay-per-view that was SummerSlam.
Man, I thought it was. I loved it. I honestly thought and I was talking to someone. This to me was a top 10 SummerSlam.
Fucking hot take. It was the best WWE pay-per-view / premium live event I've seen since I can't fucking remember. I will say that.
That's very fair.
Did it blow the fucking doors off? No. But was it really fucking good? Surprisingly, yes.
It was surprisingly watchable.
I got an idea. Probably the last show that the WWE put on, like the pay-per-view premium live event, whatever you want to call it. I think like this was the first really like good one that I thought was good from beginning to end. I want to say since the All Women's Evolution pay-per-view.
Wow.
I'd have to think.
I enjoyed
I'm
Mania.
not disagreeing because you're probably I could probably agree with you on that. The biggest problem is I haven't watched. There's a chunk of them I haven't watched start to finish because they're just unwatchable at points.
No, go if you can go if I've never looked to see if it's available on Peacock.
I think it is.
I would definitely go. I might even go back and watch it sometime because it's been a while. But no, that was really good. But I know Javon was kind of mentioning WrestleMania this year, which was really good. But I'm talking from start to finish. Like there were some spots at WrestleMania, especially night 2, that I think were a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, night 1 was the better night.
What's that?
Night 1 was the better night of Mania.
Absolutely. Yeah. But just WrestleMania as a whole, though, I mean, it's just night 2 kind of was like, night 1 was so good. Night 2 kind of brought everybody back down to earth. So,
all right, hottest take of SummerSlam. And I truly and genuinely hate myself for even fucking saying this.
Oh, here we go.
Like, there's an absolute part of me that wants to go lay down in fucking traffic for saying this.
Can I drive my car over you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You got one of those little fucking baby sneaker on wheels smart cars or something, whatever. I'll just fucking throw it out of the way.
I drive a 2018 Nissan Versa, thank you very much, which I paid off this week, so the car is officially mine.
Now he
I
could put
pictured you more as a fucking 97 Ford Fiesta guy, but whatever.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to fucking say this.
Okay, what's your hot take?
Pains me. Fucking how good was Logan Paul? Like
I can't. You know what? I'm with you on that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't like him for just because he just strikes me as, so I don't know how he got to be as famous as he does, but god damn it. I mean, between SummerSlam and WrestleMania,
yeah,
you can tell he puts in the work. And for that, I respect him.
Okay, bigger take is Miz is super underrated. And I said
agree
this,
with that.
My brother and I were watching SummerSlam together, and I said this. I told him, I was like, Miz is super fucking underrated, man. Still, just like in that what was it, the WWE Evil, like they did the little docuseries.
That was so good, that episode they did on the Miz.
Oh, I loved it. It was such a great episode. But what he said in there was like, he's always that fucking guy. He's always the reality TV guy. He's always the guy who never paid his dues. The guy who got kicked out of the fucking locker room. The guy who had to fucking change in a bathroom somewhere. He's always that guy. But when they got to the part about the talking smack with
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bryan Danielson, but I want to say Daniel Bryan because it was WWE. But like, that shit was fucking like. That was gold. That was gold. And that was years of frustration. He said it too. That was all that frustration that came out. These guys who are the indie darlings, the guys who, I paid my dues. I worked my way up here, blah, blah, blah. And they feel like Miz was always handed something. And the truth is, the guy's been there week in, week out. How many times has the Miz really been hurt?
No, not
Go back and look. Like once, maybe twice in his whole fucking career, I can remember that he was out injured. That guy puts in the fucking work.
Remember the zombie match?
Yeah, for fuck's
I think
sake.
he was hurt during that. Like,
yeah,
but yeah, I agree. He's very rarely on the injured list.
So credit to WWE for putting Logan Paul and The Miz together because they knew they were going to have somebody consistent, somebody that could carry Logan Paul if needed. But how much did Logan Paul really need to get carried in a match? His selling was on point, guys. His selling was on point. He was a little stiff, and you saw it right early when he caught the Miz, and the Miz was red under his eye. Yeah. And I was like, ooh. And then the Miz came back with a spot, and I can't remember. It was something in the corner, but he came back with a spot. And the first thing I said, I was like, there's your fucking receipt. Welcome to fucking the real world, Logan Paul, because the Miz fucking laid into him. And I was like, ooh, that looks stiff as fuck. And I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was some kind of kick. But, yeah, Logan Paul held his own and didn't need to be fucking carried like a typical celebrity match. Oh, it pains me to say it, but I actually want to see where he goes from here now. Like, what's the next move for him?
Have you seen the memes going around with Dominic Mysterio kind of looking like that look when you realize that Logan Paul's already better?
Oh, poor Dom. But, you know, Dom's problem for this, and I'll say this even in their fucking match, Dom's biggest problem is his father.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you live up to one of the fucking GOATs? Like, you don't. Like, that's always a problem with legacy.
Would you say he's basically like this generation in wrestling, this generation's David Flair?
Oh, no. David Flair was the shits, dude. David Flair was the absolute shits.
He's this generation's DiBiase Jr.
Oh, that's a
really good one. I like that.
That's a great fucking point. You know what? I'll give you that one. You know, hey, look, not everybody's Randy Orton. Okay. Not everybody is, you know, like gonna come in and live up to the fucking hype or potentially surpass what they're, you know, not everybody's Kurt Hennig.
Not everybody's The Rock.
Yeah, not everybody's The Rock. Like, but also, thankfully, not everybody's fucking David Flair either. No disrespect, but he was put in some spots where he shouldn't have fucking ever been in.
Agreed.
And, you know, but that's WCW. That's a discussion for another day. But how does Dominic Mysterio live up to the legacy of Rey? Like, oh, fuck, man. That's hard. That's so hard.
That you let go of the Mysterio name and just try to do something yourself.
Yeah, and which, hey, that's why I respect the Rock's daughter. She's trying to do her own fucking thing, and good for her because, dude, you got to step out of the shadow of one of the all-time great performers of the last fucking, I'll say it, 50 years at least, if not of all time. I mean,
it's the same thing The Rock had to do because I mean, look at the Soul Man. Soul Man had it all. He was just never gotten the right opportunity at the right time.
Right.
Dude, look at High Chief. High Chief, one of the fucking greats. You know, look at the Inoue family in general.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another aspect. A lot of these guys have to live up to fucking family name. That's a big family. And there's a lot of fucking guys that, you know, have to break out of the shadows, and a lot of them are successful at it.
So here's a question. Here's a question, and this kind of stems off another match that I thought was really good on SummerSlam. We talk about, you know, living up to, you know, your father who made a name for himself in this business. What do you think about the Usos? Do you think they're one of those ones that have eclipsed the success of their father Rikishi?
Oh yeah.
Hot take.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, what's your hot take? I for the record, I say yes as well.
Rikishi did not have a Hall of Fame worthy career.
Fair point.
As the Sultan, no. As Rikishi, no. This was not a Hall of Fame career. The name and the family and the fan power got Rikishi into the Hall of Fame. So off wrestling merit alone, Rikishi is not a Hall of Famer. His sons, day one.
Oh,
yeah,
agree.
absolutely.
100%. Yeah, I think the Usos have far surpassed, you know, what their father has done in this business. I'm not going to discredit, because there was a period of time where Rikishi was one of the fucking hottest superstars in all of WWE.
Like in 2000, 2001.
Yeah, early 2000s with fucking Too Cool. I mean, dude, they were selling fucking merch like crazy. The fucking crowd loved them. You couldn't get away from him doing the fucking dance. And he was still putting in that traditional Samoan-esque work, you know? But the Usos, I mean, Jesus Christ, they are absolutely first ballot Hall of Fame all the way.
Yep.
They're, in my opinion, one of the top 3 tag teams in all the world right now.
That
They're
is
saddled
bound by
because
where they're at.
they're saddled because they're in WWE. They can't go against teams like fucking GOD. They can't have a match against FTR. They can't have a match against the Briscoes.
They can't have a good match against FTR because we know how Vince booked it.
Right. In all fairness, FTR and WWE and FTR today are two different fucking
different
things.
FTRs.
No, FTR was not in the WWE. That was the Revival.
Fuck the Revival.
Fuck the Revival.
Yeah.
FTR though, fucking legendary. You know, but going back to the main point, it's so hard to fucking live like on your own out of the shadow of a fucking legendary performer. You go back through history and very few people were successful at it.
Yeah.
But the ones who were fucking superstars.
Yep.
Yeah. Am I wrong? We look back at somebody like Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, right? Probably deserved a world title run.
Yes.
I mean, it's not probably did, in my opinion, did deserve a world title run. But I'll tell you this. I mean, one of the greatest intercontinental champions of all time.
Yes.
Talking WWF, I mean, he had an AWA title run, but nobody really knows about that.
Right, so. Exactly. I'm talking, you know, mainstream,
Yeah,
you know. And yes, there was a time where AWA was huge, but that was also the end of that era when the WWF was becoming this big.
They were going national,
international. You had the NWA transitioning with WCW or World Class transitioning to WCW, breaking away from the NWA and then becoming these two major entities. And, you know, but Kurt Hennig surpassed what his father, you know, the Axe did.
Yep.
Of course,
his son not so much.
What's that?
His son not so much.
There's another example of how the fuck do you live in the shadow of some of the best performers of all time. And you don't, I mean, was he terrible? No. Same thing with Ted DiBiase Jr. I'm not saying he was a fucking terrible worker.
No.
Also, one of the greatest fucking Cody stories ever. That referee tried to fuck on me. Absolutely fucking classic story. I laugh every time, but you know, is he the $1 million man? No, he's not. I'll tell you right now though, here's a real hot take. I know we get back on SummerSlam here in a second, but the next guy who's going to be that fucking star that surpasses their father and their family legacy, Braun Breaker, 100%.
Yes.
That's the guy who's fucking going to be next level and stand on his own out of the shadow of his uncle, out of the shadow of his father. So good on him. I mean, he's already doing it right now.
Yeah, that kid's a star.
That kid's he's going to be a huge fucking star. And he's another guy that's going to fucking succeed so much with Hunter back in charge. But let's get back to fucking SummerSlam.
I really thought every match on that show minus what?
Not every match.
If you would have let me finish, I was going to say every match but one was really good.
Okay. Yeah. Can we omit the Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey match from SummerSlam?
No, we can't omit it because it happened, but that was the match that I thought was obviously the weakest match.
And I'm a Liv fan, and I still thought that was bullshit.
Yeah. It was. I mean, the only newsworthy thing that come out of it is that apparently Ronda Rousey's a heel again.
Yeah, she's always a heel.
Absolutely.
I mean, she's better as a heel.
It's like Joey K trying to be a face. She's just a better
not
heel.
going to fucking happen.
No.
But
he swears too much.
So Joey K spent some time talking about how awesome Logan Paul was. I want to take a minute to talk about how awesome Pat McAfee was.
Yes. My fucking guy.
If for all you out there, if you have access to a show on YouTube, you need to watch it. Or if you have Sirius XM satellite radio, listen to his show every morning from from noon to 3 Eastern time. For Joey, where Joey K lives, where Javon and I live, he's on from 11 to 2. It is so much fun. Basically, his show it's him and his buddies just sitting around talking sports. Basically, their show as a sports is like what our show is to wrestling. We just sit around and talk about it, and we have fun doing it. But
I've been on Pat McAfee since the fucking Barstool days.
Yeah,
since the podcast when he first started with the podcast, he was partnered with Barstool. Then he broke off. They're doing their own thing. He's been fucking hilarious. All his guys, his whole crew that he fucking works with, fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I'll plug the shit out of that show because it is fucking gold. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
he does talk more wrestling now since he is part of the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But go on. Praise Pat McAfee because
the only thing I did not like about that match is that he did not come out to Seven Nation Army like he did at Mania.
Yes.
That was my single fucking complaint too. The Mania entrance was better. I wanted to hear fucking Seven Nation Army. That's the only thing I hated.
I thought, don't get me wrong, I thought the choir singing Bum Ass Corbin was awesome.
Bum Ass Corbin was amazing.
But I was let down because when I'm like, okay, it's coming. We're gonna get Seven Nation Army again, and we did not. I was disappointed. But to me, if that is the low point of the match, then that's being pretty nitpicky because once again, Pat McAfee, he's not had. I think this was his 4th official match if you count the stuff that he did in NXT. Well, 5th if you count his match with Vince at Mania.
Oh shit.
But he has not had a bad performance. He and Logan Paul are a very rare breed.
And we had this conversation at Mania, man, where Bad Bunny took over the one spot for celebrities. And I think at that point we weren't considering Pat McAfee a celebrity because he'd already moved into announcing him, kind of like he's just one of the guys now. So taking Pat McAfee.
I don't consider him just a celebrity because, dude, he's actually trained.
Yeah,
he bought a ring years ago. This is pre-WWE. He bought his own wrestling
when he retired from football, right?
When he got the ring? Exactly. He trained with Rip Rogers for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's not just some fucking celebrity to come in off the street. So that's why I have a hard time classifying as just a celebrity match because the guy is actually, he wanted to be a pro wrestler post NFL.
Yeah.
So
that's my point going into putting Pat McAfee into the celebrity realm. I don't put Pat McAfee into celebrity. To me, he's one of the guys. He's a wrestler.
He's one of the boys. I mean, think about not only how much he's honestly, and this is a little bit of a hot take here. To me, I think Pat McAfee has had just about as big of an impact on the WWE as a whole than just probably almost more so than anybody else. Not just because of the fact that he's done these matches when he has, and they've all been bangers. But look at how good him and Michael Cole are together on commentary. He's basically revitalized. Michael Cole has come out and said Pat McAfee has revitalized my love for my job. I mean, that's big time, kudos from, for Pat McAfee.
So back to my take. Since I do not include Pat McAfee in the celebrity wing, to me, he is a bona fide wrestler. Logan Paul is now number 1 when it comes to celebrities. He edged over Bad Bunny, and Logan Paul, I hate it because I agree with Joey, but I'm going to say that I want to see what he does next.
I think, and you know what? And in the grand scheme of things, that makes his signing a success for the WWE because it's getting people to tune in to see what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. So
I was very on the fence about him signing with the WWE. And
I was against it. I was already. I was like, oh, this is bullshit, sideshow. But he's fucking done the work.
He's legit. He's fucking legit. So that's why I have to have that take of
little bit of respect.
Yeah, much respect to that. And he did it in a huge show.
Yeah.
We're not talking a fucking half fucking 8,000 people in the crowd if you're lucky for a Raw. We're talking fucking 40,000 plus.
Yeah.
in a stadium show. That's, hey.
And then not to mention when, at Mania, what was it, like 74,000 or something like that?
It takes bigger balls than what the Miz has.
Yeah. So,
give him that.
So but going back to the show, every match but the SmackDown women's matches. I mean, we had that banger of an opener with Becky and Bianca, which I think everybody expected. I mean, and then coming out of that, the fact that Becky separated her shoulder, I think they said like 3 or 4 minutes into the match.
Oh, it was super early.
Still went out and they did that and stuff. That was awesome. I love the ending. Becky basically humbling herself and Georgia, and then we got the triple whammy.
Yeah, I need a Bailey action figure with all those pockets on it. I need Pocket Bailey for the next Elite.
My first comment was like, why do they look like the fucking Skids from Letterkenny? I'm waiting for them to break out rave dancing and just fucking cooking meth in somebody's basement. Like, dude, I was like, what the fuck? Come on. Cool. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little disappointed in you two fucks though. That I didn't get more reaction in the group chat of the Becky and Bianca to same vibe as the fucking Fire and Ice Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, I love that.
I
laughed hard, dude.
What's that?
Blades of Glory?
Yeah, fucking I haven't
watched that movie in a long time, but that is a funny movie.
I was like, this is fucking Fire and Ice. This is ridiculous. What are we doing? Did they plan that? What the fuck? I couldn't get that out of my head that entire match. Fuck, dude.
I think this was kind of a great way to start the show, and you could tell that clearly this is the era of Triple H. Because not only did we get the return of Bailey, we saw Dakota Kai, who was released, and then we also saw now she's going by Io Sky, but there were basically all the reports were saying that she was on her way out, like she was done.
Yeah.
So clearly there is the Triple H, and what even came out after that was that this was a group that was pitched to Vince McMahon, and Vince rejected it.
Yeah. The team name is Control.
Yep.
And that fucking pop, I guess, showed them that that was not the right decision. Huh? Yeah. That was my initial thought. I'm like, wow, the crowd liked it.
See how out of touch you are. The crowd fucking popped hard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting there watching it at home, and when Bailey comes out, I'm like, oh, okay, like we all knew she was coming sooner or later. But then when Dakota Sky, I'm like, what the fuck? I thought she was released.
Yeah. That's why I was like,
Corey Graves even alluded to it. It's like, last I heard, she wasn't even under contract or something.
Yeah. Oh, one quick setup here to jump around back to Pat McAfee real quick. Can I please have, since, Pat wrestles very limited. He's the commentator for SmackDown. But if we're doing Raw versus SmackDown for Survivor Series, for the love of God,
yes.
If anyone listens to me in this universe, please, can I have Pat McAfee versus Corey Graves at fucking Survivor Series for your Raw versus SmackDown?
I'm down with that because, and the thing is, Corey Graves is cleared to wrestle.
Yes.
So
yes,
I'm totally I'm all for that. Since we're heaping more praise on Pat McAfee, can we please get him as DLC for a WWE game for 2K22?
Yeah. I want the George.
Sure I want Community Creations.
I want an actual Pat
McAfee from Stranger Things.
Can we get Pat McAfee? And for the love of fucking God, can we please get Seven Nation Army as his theme song in the WWE 2K game?
Yeah, like I said, that was probably the only letdown of that match. I was like, I was really waiting for it because that fucking crowd would have went absolute ape shit over.
Dude, they were going ape shit at Mania when he came out to that.
Fuck yeah, they were. I was like, oh shit, okay. With the fucking Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit, this is great. And you know what? This should tell you how over Pat McAfee is. They were in the fucking Tennessee Titans Stadium.
Yes, they
Tennessee
were.
Titan fans hate fucking Pat McAfee because the Colts always shit on the Titans during McAfee's playing time. And they fucking loved him. So if anybody questions how over he is, listen to that fucking crowd that hated him when he played for the Colts.
Yep. So like I said, everything else was really good. I mean, Lashley versus Theory was good. The tag title match was another banger.
Yeah.
We had what else did we have?
Real quick on tag titles. Real quick. Are we going to get the breakup of the Street Profits? We keep getting hints at it. When's it going to happen?
It's going to happen soon because if anything, Monday night was a clear indication is that they are teasing the breakup because of what happened, to set up the match between Rollins and Montez Ford and stuff. And it's going to happen sooner. It may not necessarily be, like the Rockers breakup style, where they could just be like, you know what, let's just go each do our own thing and stuff. They kind of go their own way.
I mean, I think it'd be great to see somebody go through the barbershop window. I'm not going to lie. I said this during SummerSlam, that breakup is coming. I said this to my brother. I was like, that breakup's coming. And it's a good time because everybody has been so high on Montez Ford for so long that he's the breakout star.
Me being one of his, like I've said it many times, when they split, he's going to be huge.
But I'll tell you this. Watch that tag team match again from SummerSlam. Dawkins fucking came out that night.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
And he looked like a fucking star.
The past weeks, he's been doing that.
And that's why I think it's the right time to break him up. If this happened a year ago, Dawkins would falter. Obviously, Montez Ford is going to be a big star, but I think there would be a big question mark next to Dawkins' name.
Yeah.
After the past few weeks, like you said, Jovan, and especially after SummerSlam, I don't see that. In fact, I see Dawkins versus Rollins next, and I think Dawkins is going to get the win over Rollins. And there's going to be the, Dawkins got the win over Rollins.
I like that. That's a really good take.
It just makes sense to build that fucking breakup a little bit more. But I think at this point, they can each hold their own. And obviously, you're going to have a feud between the two. I mean, that's the natural course of the breakup. I like it. Let's talk, though, about something else here. I'm going to let you guys do it because I'm going to run out. I got to take my contacts out. My eyes are killing me.
Okay.
What the fuck was up with the whole Riddle Rollins thing? To me, that was like real fucking unnecessary.
Yeah.
And real awkward and forced. I just didn't get it. So I'm going to let you guys run on that for a minute. And I'll be back.
Yeah. To be honest, my take on that was if they were gonna do what they did, just let them have the match they were originally supposed to have. Because honestly, that was a lot of people were really excited about it, and I think they probably did this as a because if I'm not mistaken, and you can if I am, feel free to correct me as I know you would. But that when that was announced that Riddle versus Rollins was being taken off the card, it was met with a pretty negative reaction. So if they took it off just to do that, they should have just had the match.
Yeah. And the thing is, man, with that whole situation, I think what happened is the old regime would give us one matchup that we really would look forward to in the pay-per-view or the premium live event. And it's the one that had the build. It's the one that kind of, was going somewhere. The one matchup that you could constantly say, hey, this is actually what we're building for. It's not just thrown together the last week. Unfortunately for us, that was the Riddle and Rollins match. Going back to Randy getting hurt, that was the whole build. Riddle Rollins. So we were ready to see it. We were ready for the blow off.
Mm-hmm.
But new management comes in. Triple H is like, no, We don't have a proper build to Riddle Rollins. Yeah, we have something, but it's not the way we want to tell it, and we don't want to waste this matchup. So
I feel like though that we're going to get it at this Clash at the Castle. I think that's when it's going to happen because they're going to this Clash at the Castle is going to be a stacked show because it's their first time doing a premium live event or pay-per-view, whatever, overseas in over 30 years and stuff. We're talking going all the way back to SummerSlam of '92. And I expect this card because anytime they do a big show over in England, they don't go over there often, so they gotta make it count. So I fully expect that to be a loaded show, and that's when I think that this match is going to happen. I think we see it at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, they still got plenty of time to build it, or at least do the way the build that Triple H wants to build. And I think that was the issue going into SummerSlam is it wasn't his build, so he didn't want to waste that match on a build that he felt like wasn't necessary or wasn't fully completed. So you do the fake injury gimmick, give yourself some time to do the build the way you want to, because you don't want to waste these guys' first big time pairing. That's this is potential money. This is probably going to be one of those feuds you can hang your hat on and go back to, like a Cena and Orton type of thing. But you don't want that first time to be crappy because then you don't want to see it again. So I think
that applies to a lot of situations in life. You never forget your first time.
It's very true. You never forget your first time. Even if it wasn't great, you never forget your first time.
Yeah, what was his name, DDJ?
Matt Taven.
Matt Taven. It was Cole Cabana. I know.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. Wrestling Road Diaries.
Tales from the Street.
The
anyway
version. Anyway, I felt that whole angle was unnecessary and super forced. I heard some of what you guys were saying. And yeah, I get it. They probably want to build more, but there was a lot invested. And at that point, why have half the matches? Because they weren't built that well. The matches came out great, but the builds were all shitty. So why take that one single one away and then just have that weird fucking Riddle run-in? Or unless they're trying to repackage Riddle.
Oh,
and I think
I think that's the case because if you look at the way Riddle was presented in NXT under Triple H's watch versus how he's been presented in the WWE under Vince's watch, which I think I've said many times before, is that he's basically the Jeff Spicoli character.
Yeah, he's the stoner sidekick for Randy Orton. So maybe they're going to package him. And another reason I thought of this was based off of Raw. Ciampa.
Yes.
Who has been nothing but a on the side henchman.
An afterthought.
And he finally got his time to shine on the main roster on Monday night. Under whose watch, of course? Triple H.
For the love of God, can we get his "No One Will Survive" song back too?
Oh, I hope so.
God,
I fucking hope so.
Love Ciampa.
I love Ciampa, but that made me think of, are they going to try to repackage Riddle to more of the like MMA style, like how his indie persona was,
right?
More than just the like the Spicoli type character.
I think with Triple H being in charge, I think that's where we're going because we're going to see a lot of these, like these characters that that did so much and so well under the watch of Triple H and NXT kind of get treated the way they were coming up to the main roster under Vince. Like obviously we just saw it with Ciampa on Raw. We're seeing it with Riddle. Hopefully we'll see it with Io Sky and Dakota Kai. And I mean, think about, the rumors are going around, Karrion Kross could be coming back and stuff, and maybe we'll get that, that entrance and that package on the main stage, not this stupid gladiator gimmick or whatever that they saddled him with.
I kind of want the now carrying cross though. I like his gimmick right now, the Hitman look. It works for me.
Dude, he looked cool as hell at the Ric Flair show. I love that. That was an awesome look. Kind of going into like, other stuff on the card because we're already at over an hour in and we're still just talking about SummerSlam.
Shoot to the main.
Yeah, like I'm gonna come out and say it. Double hot take on this. That match between Brock and Roman was not only the greatest match that those two have had, it's also, in my opinion, the best last man standing match the WWE's ever put on.
Wow. Interesting. I'll call him Mini-Me. Same vibe.
I have the controls. I control everything here, so.
So, their best matchup, without a doubt. Yes, 110. Best last man standing match of all time. I've got at least one that I like a little bit more.
Is it Rock versus Mankind?
Okay, I have two that I like a little bit
more. What's the other one?
Cena and I think it was Big Show where he put him through the fucking floodlight.
That wasn't a last man standing match. That was just a.
Was that a street fight?
No, I think maybe it might have been a last man standing match because I don't. Because I thought Edge was in that match as well too. I don't know what you're talking about though.
Man. Yeah, I'll agree. It was probably their best match together, but I didn't give a fuck. It was the best last man standing match or not. I don't really give a shit. Like, it was way over the top and fucking comic book, cartoonish for me, for my liking. I mean,
but see, to my point with that is we've seen this. I think they said something. I think there was a stat like this was like either the 8th or 9th time they've wrestled on a pay-per-view, a premium live event. But I mean, to me, all of their other matches were almost basically the same thing. Like, to me, this match, in terms of their rivalry, by far stood out the most. Like,
the match itself, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the match. The match is aces.
There's something wrong with the match.
This version of Brock, I love.
I'll tell you what was wrong with the match.
What was wrong with the match?
I was fucking terrified when they left the fucking bucket over the top rope in the ring. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, somebody's gonna fucking die. That's just me. But like, I was absolutely fucking terrified that somebody was gonna hit that fucking bucket, and that's how that shit was gonna end. And we were gonna cut that fucking show off because they don't want to have somebody fucking die on live TV.
They've proven that they'll keep going.
Bothered the fuck out of me. Thing two that bothers the fuck out of me. If I would have paid what WWE charges for those fucking floor seats, and I had to watch the last 10 minutes of that match with the ring jacked up in the air and have to turn around and watch the fucking screen, I would have been like, give me my fucking money back. However, the highlight of that match for me, I love him. I love him dearly. Paul Heyman, the best in the fucking business, man.
My God, he was brilliant.
And dude, taking the fucking F5 through the table, selling the absolute fuck out of it.
Right before he took the F5, when he's like, here, you stop this. You want the belts? You fucking take the belts. And he puts both the belts. He slams them on Brock's shoulders.
Absolute fuck, just chef's kiss to fucking Paul Heyman. The man does nothing wrong when it comes to, I mean, he might not pay, so he's probably still owes some guys from ECW some money, but that motherfucker can fucking sell. He can talk. He is just an absolute perfect heel manager. I mean, dare I say of all time. I mean, He's up there, the upper echelon. You talk about your fucking Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan's still my one, but it's just the more and more I see Heyman, like Heyman's closing that gap. Heyman's number 2 in my book, but it's getting really, really close between those two.
And it shows on big events, big time matches, main events. He comes out and just hits home runs.
But see, also one of the things that he does so well that I don't see any other manager do, when he comes out, is he staring at the camera?
No.
He's staring at his guy. He's staring at Roman. He's putting the attention on Roman, and nobody else does that but Heyman.
He stares at Roman the same way DDJ stares at Matt Taven.
The same way that DDJ stares at his Colt Cabana butt plug. Just lovingly. That's my
admiration.
My tribal chief. Heyman is so fucking hateable. Like, you just absolutely want to hate the guy. But then when you watch and listen to what he's really doing, how the fuck are you supposed to hate that? Like, if you're a real, true, honest fan of not just a wrestling fan, but I mean a fan of the business, of the psychology, of all the shit that goes into making a successful wrestling company, he fucking gets it. Like, he just, I mean, holy shit. Did you guys see the fucking, they did the tryouts, which, I mean, the reports were it was an absolute shit show for the tryouts.
Yeah, and they're not doing that anymore. They're going back to
all the way.
indie wrestlers.
Fuck that noise. Too many people got hurt, I read.
Yeah, I saw that.
But did you guys see what Heyman said to the group of tryouts?
No.
There was a video clip, and I wish I could remember where it was. I'll find it, and I'll send it to you guys if I can. But where he said, sell me your name. I don't want to hear this. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. If you're not closing with your name, you're just number 3, number 48, number 72, like whatever your number is for that tryout. He goes, but if I'm like, oh, hey, there's Jovan. Like, you remember that name. Sell me your name.
Oh, hey, there's Jovan, that stupid son of a bitch.
What's that?
I said that stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah, that dumb.
he's still booty hurting. It's okay.
It's all right, buddy. It's just a little ice pack on that. It'll be fine. No, like, he just fucking
hate you guys.
He gets the business and he gets the psychology, and that's a guy that you just want to have around to fucking teach. Like, he is so fucking good. And what he does in these big time matches, I mean, overall, that match was okay to me. Not my real cup of tea. It's a last man standing match, whatever. Am I excited for Drew McIntyre versus fucking Roman Reigns? No, I don't give a fuck.
Drew's winning.
You couldn't pay me enough to give 2 flying fucks about that match. But
Drew's winning.
It was a solid match, and it was a good finish to the show. I just feel bad for those people that paid thousands of dollars that got to see the underside of the fucking ring for 10 minutes.
I don't, because usually those people that pay the thousands of dollars for the ringside seats are the same fucking people that are every single goddamn pay-per-view.
Fair point. Yeah, well, okay. Fuck them then.
I feel bad for Hornswoggle, whose whole house was exposed.
Oh, man. He's got this little bucket under there that he shits in.
Damn.
So one other thing that, like, another low point for SummerSlam, and there weren't many, but there's this one, and I cringed because I actually watched SummerSlam like the next day. Like, I rewatched it because I enjoyed it that much. Seeing Kid Rock make out with trailer trash Tammy, I could do without that on my screen.
I fucking loved it.
Look, you let Kid Rock get his strange in. That's the epitome of who listens to Kid Rock. And she was there, man.
Dude, well, she's fucking hilarious. Like, I follow her on fucking like social media. She's so fucking funny. That video where she's beating that cockroach with her titty on the table, that shit's funny. When she's eating the fucking pancakes in the car. and he's like, oh, this makes my pussy throb. And she's like, I was just gonna fucking say that. Dude, that is the funniest shit. She's hilarious. Like,
so
You have to be in on the joke.
A little bit of a confession here. First off, fuck you guys. Secondly, when I first saw her, I thought for a minute that was Mama June.
No, dude, Mama June's lost weight. Like she's become like super hoey right now because she's lost some weight.
Super what?
Super hoey, bro. Super hoey.
No.
Super hoey.
Hey. Oh man. But no, SummerSlam overall.
This is
really
the late
good.
night
Like
edition for real. We're talking about cockroaches, titties.
Man, this show I think this is the most off the rails the show has ever been.
All right, wrap it. SummerSlam. It was a fucking good show.
I'd say top 10 SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, top 10. I'll give it that.
Best one in recent memory.
Yes.
So let's move on to Sunday night. Oh god, I can't even get it out with a fucking straight. Ric Flair's last match, and I'm using fucking air quotes.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna come right out and say it. The people out there who are bitching and complaining about the match, did you really think that it was going to be a 5-star classic? This ain't directed at you guys. This is just directed to the general public.
I don't think anybody thought it was going to be a 5-star classic. But at the same time, it was exactly what people thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
A fucking shit show. However, highlight, dude,
Jeff Jarrett's heel work was amazing.
How fucking hot was Jeff Jarrett as a heel in that match? Jesus.
Not only him, but Karen Jarrett was on fire as well, too.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. Karen
Her
Jarrett
and Megan were going at it. I'm like, holy fucking shit.
I'm pretty sure that may have been real. That may have been real.
That seemed a little fucking real to me.
Yeah.
It's still real to me, damn it. That was like one of those like I'm like, that seemed a little off script, and they were just gonna go with it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Dude, Jeff Jarrett stole that fucking main event as the absolute. I hate that fucking heel of all time. Like he was fucking perfect for that. Lethal and Andrade, of course, did what they were gonna fucking do, but that shit went off the rails at Flair's entrance.
Dude, when he couldn't take the robe off to show the belt, I'm like, oh, we've got problems.
Oh, it was a fucking problem.
The one thing that match showed me is that this needs to be his last match. He does not need to step in the ring ever again. And this is coming from someone who, like I said, Flair is my GOAT. Flair is my favorite of all time, but I don't want to see him wrestle ever again.
I don't think he should ever be allowed to step in a fucking wrestling ring in a wrestling capacity again. If you want to be a fucking manager or do some interviews or whatever, cool. But do not ever fucking put tights on again.
We got close to see him dying in the ring because he
Dude,
told
he
Andrade
did
like,
fucking
fucking passed out.
I don't care what anyone says. That motherfucker, there was a couple moments in that match where I was like,
yeah.
Did anybody check on him? Because I'm not 100% sure if he's breathing. Dude, the finish was the absolute worst.
Andrade was like, get up, you old piece of shit. We're trying to go home.
They were trying to go home, and Flair's like, didn't he mouth, like, I passed out?
I passed out.
Like,
yeah.
And then you could see, I saw the video on Twitter where he was like, I passed out. And he is just so fucking out of it.
And Andrade's like, oh, fuck, just get this on your hand.
How about the facial reactions of Taker, Foley, Bret Hart, all like, this ain't going so good, Rick.
It's a good thing we didn't do this too.
What do you think when after the match, when Flair went over to Taker and embraced, what do you think Taker was telling Flair?
Probably like, I'm glad you didn't fucking die, Rick. That's enough.
I think he told him you need to hang it up. That was good, but you need to hang it up.
No
That's
more.
It. No more.
Fucking. And if any of those motherfuckers have it in their head that they can go one fucking more, please take note of what they just fucking watched.
Yeah.
Because that shit was a fucking train wreck.
But the show
yes.
But the show
was
overall
amazing.
was fucking classic.
It was like
Yeah.
All In Part 2. I had so
Yes.
much fun with that damn show.
Dude, that bunkhouse match with the GCW Invasion was freaking awesome. I
Fucking
love
great.
that.
Fucking great.
Shout out to Mance Warner for winning that too. That it was awesome, and
Man's getting the AEW title shot on Friday night for it too.
Yeah.
I like that.
He was on I guess he apparently our boy Shane from Such Good Shoot was at the show tonight and said that Mance Warner wrestled on Dark. But yeah, I think as soon as they I messaged my another chat in because one of my friends is a huge Mance Warner fan. As soon as they announced Mox versus Mance on Friday, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, wow.
He's putting in the work.
Yeah.
Dude, Briscoes versus Von Erichs, great match.
Loved it.
Dude, the Machine Guns versus the Wolves.
Loved it.
Awesome match.
Yes. The Wolves look so good together.
The four-way with Gresham, Takeshita,
who else is in that?
Nick Wayne
and motherfucker. Who else was in there? That was a fucking great match. And Gresham
Wayne, I can see that was my first time seeing Nick Wayne. I know there's a lot of hype for him. After seeing him, I can see why he's going to be, as soon as he turns 18, he's going to AEW.
Dude, fucking Killer Cross versus Davey Boy Smith Jr.
So good.
Yeah, great fucking match.
The AAA showcase.
Oh,
fucking match of the night.
Dude, the fact that, I mean, look, it's the one fucking lucha showcase on that entire card, and that just was fucking perfect. Dude, shout out to fucking when Bandito caught his feet on the ropes on that dive.
Oh yeah, basically saved his life.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I said. I was like, he better fucking have a beer with him in the back because he just fucking saved his career.
Like how close he was to touching, dude. He was damn near on the floor when he caught him.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shit. I thought Flair was gonna die. We almost saw fucking Bandito die. But overall, that match was fucking great.
Jacob Fatu versus Josh Alexander.
Oh, dude. Anytime you can see Jacob Fatu is great.
They'll only complain about that is the stupid fucking finish.
Yeah, I was not but see the thing is that wasn't the only time we saw Fatu that night. We saw him earlier in the night super kick the shit out of Frank the Clown.
Loved it.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Anytime Frank the Clown gets it, I'm good.
Super kicked the glitter off his robe.
Fucking Frank the Clown.
Dude, yo, all I can say is this. We were talking about legacy and, that family line. Dude, Jacob Fatu is a bad motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is Google search when that fan decided to come across the barricade and get in his face, and Jacob Fatu laid that motherfucker out and stomped him in the fucking face. And I was like, and that's why you don't fucking cross the barricade.
Nope.
So we're talking about
kill you.
We're talking about legacies. That tag match with Ricky and Kerry Morton going up against Brock Anderson and Brian Pillman, I thought was a really good throwback, to the old school days. I mean, Ricky Morton can still go. His son Kerry's that's my first time seeing him as well too. He looks like he could be something. This was honestly probably one of the better performances I've seen out of Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh, dude. I was just going to say that. Brian Pillman Jr. looked fucking great that night. And I know. I shit so hard on fucking Brock Anderson. I shit on him so fucking much. But he actually looked good in that match too.
Yeah. I was expecting a spine buster out of nowhere, but it didn't happen.
Okay, and that was my one complaint of the fucking Flair match too. Yeah. I didn't get an appearance from Arn. I was a little disappointed in that.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think their relationship is strained right now. So
fair But
when you're getting close to
still-
dying, your relationship with everybody needs to be okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of the things I
You're
really
gonna make
liked
peace,
about
bro.
one of the things I really loved about that tag match was the finish. Because you remember, and I don't remember if it's you guys or someone I talked to, but I talked to someone about this like right after the match happened, and maybe it might have been Javon because I know we were going back and forth, and chatting about the show and stuff. But do you guys remember the match that Flair had with Anderson back in '95 at Fall Brawl?
Of course.
Yeah.
They copied that finish. It was basically Pillman Jr. kicking, I think it was Kerry Morton in the back of the head, and then Brock hitting the DDT and getting the 1-2-3. That was exactly how that Anderson Flair match ended.
Motherfucker, we are not you. You think I'm just gonna pull up? You remember that match at Fall Brawl '95? Like, I'll Google that shit real quick and get a refresher. But you think
if you have, go watch it and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
The Rain Man of wrestling.
You are like fucking JP from fucking Grandma's Boy. I'm a robot. I have a robot vagina. That's you,
Grandma's
dude.
Boy. God, that's such a.
I fucking love that movie, by the way. How can he see me? fucking great. But
How much do clothes cost in the Matrix?
so high score, is that bad? Did I break it? There's so many good fucking lines in that movie. Anyway, overall, that fucking card up to the main event was absolutely stellar. And we all knew the main event was not going to live up to anything.
It was a great showcase of independent wrestling. It really was.
Yeah, it was from multiple companies.
Yes.
Multiple contracted wrestlers from multiple companies, and it was legit. Like, it was good.
Con did nice.
Flair didn't die on camera. Thank God.
The three-way women's match was really good, and I know Jovan's not a big fan, but shout out to Rachel Ellering for I think rolling her ankle or whatever and still finishing the match. I mean,
shout out to Longface for getting rolled over by Jordan Grace's full body weight and still finishing that match.
That was actually a solid match too.
It was, but you knew who was taking the loss in that match.
Oh, for sure. Like, that, no fucking question in my head. Honestly, I thought Lethal was going to take the fucking take the finish in the Flair match.
I thought so too.
I didn't expect Jarrett to be the one to take.
It should have been Lethal.
I also didn't expect Flair to be unconscious for the finish, but god damn it.
Technically, it's a double count out because both shoulders from both guys were on the mat.
And how
they were, yeah.
Let me ask you this: How do you? Props to Andrade. How would he answer to his new wife if the old man died in a fucking match with him, and it's like, I tried, like, I'm sorry,
English?
Like, you know what?
What a strain.
You know what would happen? He'd be sleeping on the couch for the rest of their marriage.
Bro, he wouldn't even be in that fucking marriage anymore, man. He would be fucking
out.
Yo, she would have his ass deported, bro. Like, he wouldn't fucking. She'd be like, yo, I got fucking ice on speed dial. I'm gonna fucking call him out real quick.
She'll call Jericho's wife to figure out how that all works.
Wow, fucking dude,
Dude, speaking of Jericho's wife, I think I talked to Joe. The roast of Ric Flair. Someone made a joke, something about that there was like so many white people or something. There's like any more white people, Jericho's wife would like think it's time to storm the Capitol or something like that.
Oh my god!
By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, you gotta watch the.
I haven't, but I've been reading comments about it. Please tell me. So many fucking people have been commenting that they are so disappointed in that. Because they're good, God-fearing Christian people. And I'm like, hold on, time out. We're talking about fucking Ric Flair. The guy fucking helicoptered his dick on an airplane, allegedly.
No, he said it was all true at the end.
And it's all true. Yeah, And we're talking like, oh, I just didn't like the language and some of the comments they were making. It's fucking Ric Flair, for Christ's sake.
Okay, I'll even take it one step further. Have you not ever watched a fucking roast on Comedy Central?
Oh my God.
Like
Yeah.
the Bob Saget roast?
And they're like, children watch this. I'm sorry, but if you let young children watch the roast of Ric Flair, you're an awful fucking parent.
Yeah,
That's
you know what a
my
roast
fucking
is.
take on that. Like, going into that, you should have fucking known better.
There was another joke, and I know I messaged Jovan on this. There was another joke. I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the first roasters they had. Said something that's been like, even if Ric Flair, even if you go broke, you can still eat at Wendy's for $5.99.
Dude. Oh,
I about lost it when I heard that one.
You know, that's a fucking roast, man. And they're gonna go in hard and heavy. Like, there was a lot of raunchy shit. And you're also talking about, like, this is where fans blur that line of, like, Ric Flair's character was never child friendly. Let's just be real.
He wasn't telling you to eat your vitamins and say your prayers.
No, exactly.
He was a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun.
Exactly.
Space Mountain, baby.
And B, obviously, you don't know how a lot of
these
these wrestlers are, particularly that generation.
Mm-hmm.
Come the fuck on. Grow up, pull your fucking head out of your ass, and stop bitching and saying, I lost all my respect for Ric Flair. Motherfucker, watch the match. Lose your respect in that match. Not the respect
for a good reason.
The roast was exactly what it was supposed to be.
And like I said, the people that are complaining about the language that they've never watched a roast.
Fuck out of here with that nonsense.
The only thing I'm going to say is there's no more mystery with Ric Flair. After the match, he barely came back alive to say, and everything you heard about me is true. And I'm about to go tear down Nashville.
He was going to go out drinking with Kid Rock.
Yeah.
He's probably still drinking with Kid Rock. Who the fuck cares?
God bless.
Let the old man live his life. He fucking had his final match. Everything's good.
He's helicoptering around Nashville.
He's still alive. We're okay. And the show overall was great.
Yeah,
right,
just his match was the low point.
Yeah, unfortunately, his entrance was the low point. God damn. Cool to see the fucking original belt.
That Conrad probably jerks off to.
Oh, I for sure. I mean, he probably rubs that thing on his
crumb rind. It's a crumb rind belt. It's a cum line belt.
Yeah.
God, it's just there's millions of fucking unborn children on the back of that fucking leather strap. You have no idea.
He puts that shit on and he's like, "Hey Megan, to be the man, you got to beat the man."
Beat the man off. So bad. All right, enough about fucking Ric Flair not dying. There you go. There's DDJ's. Is that lined with fucking like fur on the back so you can rub it on your hog or what?
That's actually pre-helicopter flare. Pre-flight. That's during flight.
That's mid-flight.
But it's just the rope and the hammer.
Fuck, dude. All right. Let's move on. It's getting late here.
It's getting late out there, guys. The sun's getting real low.
So obviously we talked about spent a great deal of time talking about SummerSlam, the first big, premium live event, pay-per-view, whatever the fuck you want to call it, show under the Triple H regime. Then we had Raw, which was actually pretty good as well too.
Just watchable. That's it. That's all we should say is watchable.
Yeah, that's a step up from a lot of what the Raws we've had in the past.
This is true.
A step up from a lot of WWE programming, to be perfectly honest.
That's true. But I mean, so the one thing I'm going to say about so far the Triple H is I like the fact that he's not like blowing everything up, and like we didn't get like a whole reset like we did when Bischoff and Russo took over WCW back, when they did the Millionaires Club versus the New Blood and stuff, where they basically stripped everybody the titles, they started over. I like the fact that we didn't get that. Like, I think we're getting the subtle changes. We talked about, Ciampa, like his presentation. Like, I think Triple H even came out and said that Ciampa's presentation is going to be much better than what it has been, and rightfully so, and stuff. And that was really good. Ali looked amazing in this triple threat match. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff that come out of Raw. You know, we talk about Montez Ford, how good he was against Rollins, and stuff. But
I think it was one of the Raws with the most actual wrestling during the actual show. So that's a good sign for the future.
Dude, I'll tell you this. The highlight for me was the finish to the fucking triple threat with AJ hitting fucking Styles Clash on top of the Miz.
Yes.
That was a fucking cool finish. So Ali with the 450 onto Miz, rolls right into the fucking Styles Clash. AJ hits the Styles Clash, lands on top of the Miz. Dude, that was fucking like right there was like, okay, we're going to get some actual fucking good finishes and good wrestling. And
stuff that makes sense.
And less. And the other thing is there was less bullshit in between.
Yes.
The thing is the promo seemed less scripted. The commentary seemed less produced and stuff. So, and that's, I think a couple other positives that we're seeing out of this is that kind of stuff.
Agreed.
So, gentlemen, let's cut it at there's a lot of good hope for the future so we can get into AEW and wrap this up in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Somebody's got to take a shit.
No, I don't want us to go 2 hours, man. Last time we went 2 hours, a kid somewhere died.
What the fuck, dude? What?
Yeah, man. Someone lost their shit last time we went over 2 hours. It wasn't good.
Well, fuck them. They deserve it then. Anyway, AEW Dynamite. I did miss a little bit of the beginning. I missed the whole Super Elite thing. I only caught the very, very tail end of it.
Hangman comes out with the pipe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I probably got DJ's balls jiggling, didn't it? Hangman comes out with the pipe.
I got your pipe right here.
Nah, it's more like some of that fucking like a spool that they solder with. You just kind of pull it out. It's kind of bent. You have to straighten it. That's probably more like it for you, DJ. Not so much a pipe.
Well, it's more than I can say for whatever you two are packing.
I'm a grower, not a shower. I'll fully admit that. I'm okay with it. I mean, I can perform. I can absolutely fucking perform.
Do we have anyone that can corroborate your statement there?
Oh, there are multiple people that can corroborate that statement. I have a gaggle of people that would testify to that, sir.
Gaggle.
A fucking gaggle. Yeah, look that one up.
I'm sure there was a lot of gagging going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Is Cole Cabana in your house? There's a lot of gagging going on, sir. Chicago. I love it. Studio apartment. Shut up. Anyway, Hangman came out with the pipe. So, which we all kind of knew. There was the tease, like they've been teasing that fucking feud and breakup, and especially with the fucking trios. We lost DDJ, and we killed him.
He's gone.
This is what happens when we go too long, guys.
Apparently,
it just
ladies and gentlemen, shooting shit after dark. We get slap happy.
Oh my god!
Episode 46, where growers not showers.
I think we should call this one episode 46, and the title of the episode should be episode 47 too.
It's not something to show off. You're not going to put it on your fucking mantle, but you will talk about it later, saying, "God damn, there was some work put the fuck in." So I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway. We all knew the fucking Super Elite tease was good. Like that's been happening. That breakup tease has been happening for months and months and months. And especially with the fucking trios titles finally coming into play, it makes perfect sense. So I get that. How about that fucking main event though? Yeah. Let's talk about that fucking main event.
I loved it.
Dude, fucking Wheeler is an absolute star. Mm-hmm. That was a great fucking match.
It was a great showcase for him.
Great showcase for him. He took the loss, but that's one of those things we talk about all the time. Sometimes you get over more in a loss. Like you don't lose any fucking shine in that loss. And in fact, he gained more.
It's like he like you said, he took the loss, but did he really lose?
Exactly. And and it really built up fucking Lionheart, Chris Jericho return for
That was
the
fucking
Moxley
cool
match.
too. That throw to that with him doing the Lion Tamer.
The
Yeah,
Lion Tamer
the
had me out
fucking
of my
yeah.
mind.
Yeah, we didn't do the walls. We did the fucking Lion Tamer, and everybody fucking. I see that complaint all the time. It's the same. It's not the fucking
Not
same
the same
thing.
move.
The
The
Lion
Walls of
Tamer
Jericho is
is
a
where he
glorified
has it.
Boston Crab.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lion Tamer is that high arch. He puts that knee right in the fucking back of the shoulders, and it fucking Wheeler sold it so perfect.
Yep.
Like that was great. I loved it. And
Especially
now,
the difference between the sell for the walls and then the Lion Tamer. Beautiful.
Right.
So
yep, I fucking loved it. Dude, Wheeler is such a fucking breakout star for AEW. It's not even funny. Like he's just absolute money at this point.
one of the things I really liked about the show was how great they made Jamie Hayter look tonight.
Oh, she looked real great tonight.
Yeah, and big news coming out. They announced today that Madison Rayne is now a part of AEW. I think I heard she wrestled on or that she's actually going to make her in-ring debut
On Rampage.
But also too, she's hired as she's going to be help coach the women's division. So
solid move.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've talked a lot about the AEW's women's division. There's a lot of talented women there, but there's no real fucking direction. And some of these women need to get brought up to the next level. There's a big divide on the top tier and then everybody else. And I hope, with the Madison Rayne signing, it's going to help that out a lot. I think it will.
You see what she did with the knockouts. What we've always considered the best women's division in all of wrestling.
Yep.
Exactly. I agree. What else stood out? The dumpster match was fucking great.
Bowens and Caster's new gear. I fucking love the gear tonight.
The gear.
Dude, I just loved how that match started. Like the Ass Boys came out with Daddy Ass, and then the Acclaim come out. They jump them. They take Billy Gunn out. They take down the Ass Boys. And then Max Caster's like, hit my music. And then they do their entrance.
And the fucking
the line about Vince.
The Vince line, fucking Biden with COVID. I was like, shit, all right.
You get a Vince and Biden hit in the same time.
Fuck, dude. I fucking love the Acclaimed, man.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Dude, they're so fucking good. But that match, I mean, hey, props to the Gun Club too, because they've really kind of come.
They're getting really good. Like they're gonna, they keep up, and they're trending upward like big time.
Absolutely. I think that's it for my biggest highlights of the night from what I saw.
You know what the opening match with Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal was really good as well.
Okay, I missed that.
Unexpected win for Jay Lethal, in my opinion. I did not see him going over, but it was a hell of a match.
And then also too, I like the setup because that match served as a setup for Lethal versus Wardlow, I believe, at Battle of the Belts on Saturday and stuff. So, but that was a really good opener. And stuff. I was a huge fan of that as well too. And then, like I said, I mentioned about how good they made Jamie Hayter look. Please put Jamie Hayter in the BCC.
That's not going to happen. They can't take her away from the DMD.
Yeah. I mean, they could. They really could.
And stuff. So, but then we also got
that before.
And then I also really liked the backstage promo with Eddie Kingston where they did the video with Sammy and Ty, and then they cut to Eddie Kingston and just the promo he cut, and it's set up that looks like that we're getting Kingston versus Sammy at All Out.
Dude, fucking Eddie is just the most miserable, angry human being walking the earth, and I'm fucking all for it. He hates everyone. He hates everything. He fucking doesn't even like the production. When do I get to stare at the TV screen? Dude, he is just so.
Eddie Kingston is gonna be that guy that when he's old and retired, he's gonna be that guy sitting out on the front lawn yelling to the kids, "Get off my!" But actually, no, he's not gonna be that guy yelling at the kids saying, "Get off my lawn." He's gonna be the guy shooting at the kids with some kind of gun saying, "Get off my motherfucking lawn."
Yeah, more like get off my fucking block. Like,
Yeah.
he's fucking hood. He's from the fucking hood. Like, I love Eddie, and just goddamn, and especially having like, that's another thing. Sammy as a face doesn't do it for me. Sammy as a heel, like, he's just got that fucking face that you want to punch.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I'm not like, not in a disrespectful way, but he's just got like the fucking perfect heel persona.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that arrogant fucking punk ass kid. And god damn, Eddie Kingston is the one to fucking punch him in the face. Like, I'm excited for that too. That's gonna be solid.
And then the other little bit of news thing we had out of is Taz coming out and basically saying that everybody's doing their own thing, because we had the split with Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks last week, and they got into it, and Hobbs got the best of that, so it looks like we're probably gonna get that all out, and stuff. So
yeah, I think we're gonna get Hobbs and Starks, which is gonna be good. I don't know. I like the idea of Team Taz, but
Taz is better on commentary right now than a manager.
Yeah,
he is. But I mean, really, when was really Team Taz like? Team Taz. I mean, yeah, they were all together, but
not since Brian Cage. Not since Brian Cage was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think this is great. Like, obviously, Starks is going to be huge as a babyface now. I mean, the pop he got tonight was,
dude,
unbelievable.
I said it last week, or the week before. That fucking promo was the absolute fucking 100% coming out party for Ricky Starks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking passion. That was energy. That was like, oh shit, I'm fucking sold on Ricky Starks.
Mm-hmm.
And I stand by that. He's gonna be an absolute fucking monster baby face. I mean, how do you not like the guy?
Yeah.
And they set him up perfect. The fucking David versus Goliath setup. Powerhouse Hobbs, such a big, intimidating, strong. They really, on the squash match for Hobbs tonight, really sets him up as a big fucking monster for Starks. Starks did the run in, but still gets caught. That's good. And honestly, where does Hook play into that?
I don't think he does. I think he goes off and does his own thing.
Yep.
I don't know. I
think he separates himself. I
mean, I think no Team Taz. Hook's never really been a part of Team Taz.
He's always kind of been, other than the stuff with Danhausen. I mean, he's always been a loner.
Yeah. So I think giving him the belt, that's the perfect time just to break everything up. Let them all go their way. Let the belt go. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to keep having an FTW belt on TV every week.
With no Team Taz, there's really not. No. So do we feel like that was the final send off for the FTW belt? Like, it goes back to the family, essentially.
And I mean, it's really, honestly, when you think about it, it's the best way to retire that FTW title. It started with Taz and it ended with Hook.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see Hook get involved. Like, that would be something really good, though. Like, going from Ricky Starks to Hook, that would help. And
Hook needs to get in there and win, like, the Casino Battle Royale.
Do you really want to see him go for a world title shot?
Not a world title shot, something to give him like a mid-tier shot at either the TNT title, something like that.
Like a face of the Revolution type ladder match then.
Okay, so that would make more sense. But see, I'm going on the fact that put him in against Hobbs. Get this thing with Starks and Hobbs going. Throw Hook in there, because now you're going to put Hook against an absolute juggernaut monster type.
Mm-hmm.
And if he comes out on top of that, I mean, now you have a huge push going forward. Because, I mean, like, really, what monster type figures has Hook gone against? He hasn't.
Did he go against that guy from Bear Country?
Yeah, but is he really a monster other than the fact that he's a big guy?
He's a big one.
Who?
I think it's Bear Bronson.
One of the, yeah.
But, Jim Johnson, Bear Bronson, fucking, Dick McGillicuddy. I don't give a fuck what his name is. Like he's another fucking ham and egger. Who cares?
Wow,
Powerhouse
Ham and
Hobbs
Egger
is a
reference.
fucking name on AEW that people recognize and know. Powerhouse Hobbs is a legit, in a company of smaller guys, a legit thing. I will say one thing about Dynamite. I'm going to finish on this. Matt Hardy is about, 3 steps away from Ric Flair's retirement match. And I love Matt Hardy. I've loved the Hardy Boys for years. But goddamn, that I don't know how you guys view that, but that shit was like, I'm like,
I don't need to see him in the ring again.
I don't need to. I don't need to see him throwing himself through a fucking table like that, because he's at the point now where I'm like, ooh, is he fucking conscious?
Yeah.
Like, he's had some fucking horrible bumps.
Him and Sammy tried to kill each other. I think I was done at that point.
I was way done.
Oh my
at that
god,
point,
yeah,
too.
that bump. Oh,
And he's at that point where it's like every fucking bump he takes, like
He's
is
close to
actually
just being
last.
put in a helmet and
Good
here,
God.
man, enjoy your
Yeah.
life.
I don't need to see Matt Hardy really go like that anymore.
I mean, shit,
And-
he doesn't do much anyway. He does some of the basic moves. It's like the only thing he does now is basic moves and his wife. Because I mean, they keep popping out kids.
and it's a shame because it's like this should have been that farewell run for the Hardys, but with this, with what happened with Jeff, now we're not going to. We're probably not going to get it, or if we do, he's going to come
be Ric
back.
Flair
We're going to do
style.
one match, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Damn you, Jeff, and drinking. You messed up your brother's farewell.
Yeah, I just don't want to see Matt take fucking huge bumps like that. It just fucking really bothers me.
Who would you rather see take a bump, Matt Hardy or Sting?
Oh, fuck. Honestly,
What kind of bump are we talking?
Like
Yeah.
the type of bumps that Matt Hardy keeps trying to take? Like the table spot.
that's a fucking pick 'em, because I don't want to see either one of them fucking wrestle and take bumps like that.
You know what though? If
Cringe every time Sting dives off of something.
You know
I
what?
do.
If you're holding I'm with Joey K on this, but like if you're holding a gun to my head and like if I don't make a choice, you're gonna pull the trigger. I would probably say if I had to choose one of those two that I would rather see take a table bump, I'd have to say Matt because he's done so many in the past.
See, I'm gonna go the opposite because we've seen Matt completely knock the fuck out, concussed like crazy. Now, and we all know Sting's neck is not anywhere in good shape, so that there's always that fucking scary thought and risk. But
he's been.
Have we ever seen Sting? Did you ever see Sting completely fucking unconscious?
No.
Like super concussed, fucked up. Like, no, I mean, yeah, that neck injury, he can be paralyzed. Of course, that's fucking terrifying. But, dude, Matt, I mean, he's got little kids, man. like, dude, I want him to remember their fucking names. And I'm not saying that in a rude way. But
no,
like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
I don't
want
to have to change the kids' diapers and his.
Dude, yeah, man, that fucking scares the shit out of me. I'd say I'd rather see Sting take a bump, and that's a hard thing because I've said so many times I don't want to see Sting take any more bumps like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, but before
What
we
a
go,
fucking downer that was. Okay, great.
Let's end up on a high note. Can we get on to something else real quick?
yeah, I got one thing I want to talk about here real quick before we wrap it up.
Always wrap it up, gentlemen.
Yeah, keep it under wraps. But coming up this weekend in the Chicago area, we got C2E2, which is the big comic convention in Chicago. I'm actually going to be there all weekend. So like we always like to say, if you see us, beer us. So if you see me at the show, please beer me. But I'm actually going not only as to walk around, but I'm actually going to be helping out at a booth. I'm actually going to be helping out at with my friend Michael Kingston, who runs Headlock Comics. He's going to have a booth. It's going to be booth number 551 all weekend. So he's got a lot of really great wrestling themed comic books, art prints, things like that. But the big news is that he's going to have a guest with him all weekend, and that is going to be one newly minted WWE Hall of Famer, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, is going to be at C2E2 at booth the Headlock Comics booth number 551. come see him. He'll be there all weekend signing autographs, taking pictures. Like I said, if you see me there, bring me a beer. I'll be your friend forever.
So if you want to see DDJ get spread out and filleted like a fucking Alaskan halibut this weekend by a real man, swing by booth 551. 551, right? Yeah. For C2E2 and see Big Pop Pump make a man out of DDJ.
He has 141% of becoming a man this weekend.
So I have to ask you two this real quick question, and then we'll let Javon take it home. Why are you guys so obsessed with this stuff with me? It's like it makes me wonder about you two.
I love you. It's just so easy though, because it is. Look, we've done it already in the show tonight. You said shit about us, and we just come back with fucking like, yeah, cool, man. I'm good with it. Yeah. I'm down, whatever. We just like roll it off. You get so worked up, and I fucking love it because you're like, like you get all riled up about it. It's fucking great. That's the best part for me.
It's awesome.
That's why, and we love you.
I know it's all in seriousness though. It's all in good fun.
90% is all in good fun.
What about that other 10%?
The other 10%, well,
the other. That's
10%, just Joey K being Joey K.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, too. You know.
All right, Jovan, we're coming up on almost 2 hours. Take us home.
All right, everybody. If you stayed through the whole show, thank you very much. We had a lot to give you guys today because we didn't do a show last week, so we gave you 2 shows in one. Noticeable by our 2-hour runtime. So thank you, everybody, to the premier, Joey K, who tells you can put 2 in the pink and 1 in the sink, to the 6-star trivia machine, the 5-star trivia machine, Mr. DDJ, who will be with the big bad booty daddy this weekend at C2E2. If you see him, beer him. From me, Giovanni Tuhani, over here with you guys all night long. Thanking everybody for listening, staying with us this long, staying up with us if you're listening late night with us. Thanks to the girls in the accounting, the guys over there in catering, and thank you to everybody coming back to the WWE when your contracts got booked out by Johnny Ace. Good night, everybody, and let's go NDAs.
Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow the show on Twitter at SHOOTINSHT, and thanks for listening.